StreamYard is usually my friend, but they've added an extra feature to going live. I don't know for security reasons or for like, hey, make sure you want to go live. And it always messes me up, and sometimes I don't actually go live. I'm getting used to it now, though, but it does throw the timing off, so I do apologize. But if you guys would like and subscribe, we'll get that out of the way quickly, and then we'll update the spread picks. I know Donnie's got that information, so go ahead, Donnie.
Yep. For this week, our group pick is going to be. It was a little debate between two teams, but we're going Buffalo -3.5 against a Rams team that just. I don't even know what it is because I feel like the Rams should be able to cover, but I know they won't. In my heart of hearts, I know they won't.
Buffalo needs this more than the Rams do. Like that's
they
my
both
thought.
desperately need it.
Like
actually.
they both, you could say, like you can make the case that they both need this win late in the season. Like the Rams need it to be in that playoff race in the NFC, even though, like, to be fair, I think we know 3 teams from the North are just going to get in.
Well, no. The Rams are still in play for their division as well. So
no, I know that's the thing. They're in play for the division, but this is not a divisional game. This is just like an extra game they could win. Like
if they
were to lose this game and then win their divisional games, they're good.
Like this
the games they need to win are those divisional games, week 17, 18, 16, 17, 18, to the next 3 or 4 weeks beyond this. This is that lone game against a tough team that if they lose this and then win 3 of the next 4, they're in. Because those 3 will be like beating Arizona for the tiebreaker, beating San Francisco for an extra divisional win, get the tiebreaker. It'll be stuff like that for the Rams.
Yeah, and I feel like the Bills kind of know this. And obviously everyone wants a bye week, everyone wants home field advantage, but it's going to be such a different energy if you finally get to play Kansas City in Buffalo in the playoffs. And, Kansas City hasn't looked strong this year. That's just such a momentum shift when you go into that game. It's so important for them to just keep on winning and keep up with Kansas City for a few more weeks.
I will say I got the statistics pulled up as you guys were talking. With the win, the Rams would have a 32% chance of making the playoffs, and their percentage chance would drop by 13% if they were to lose. So it is an important game. But to Go's point, those division games are definitely more highlighted.
Yeah. And that percentage, like truly, if Seattle wins next week, like I think all the teams are hovering around like the 50% mark, and one game can change it from being like 23% to 54% because they're playing each other. Well, so I don't like that percentage right now.
To that point, the Dolphins still have a 15% chance. So like we could go on the statistical ladder and give everyone a chance if you wanted to have like that 1 in a million opportunity. But it is an important game, and that's the point. So like there's games on this board where it's like there's important games, but it's not important for the other team. I think this is one of the games, and that's why I liked it. We should see a competitive game between the Bills and the Rams because they both need it for very different reasons. But we can go ahead and do our pick selection.
Yep. What is everyone's number this week?
I'm going to go 17 in honor of Tim Patrick.
76.
All right, then I'll go with 69.
Nice.
61. Let's go. We're back. We're back in the front.
Somewhere
69 always works, dude. It always works, dude.
Let me just double check a couple spreads. I haven't made my short list yet, so I'm gonna go through this live.
I got this pulled up.
I haven't pulled up. I'm just double checking something. You know what? I am gonna go ahead and pick the underdog. I'm gonna say this week's a big week for Buffalo and say that the Chargers cover. I don't know if they'll win, but I'll at least let them cover. It's at +4 right now. I think that's a good number. That could definitely just end on a game-winning field goal. Again, like Kansas City's games always do.
It's so good that I bet it already. So that tells you that was.
That's why I had to take.
I'm not horribly against it. Like it's definitely a good way. Like Kansas City definitely will play them close because that's what Kansas City does. They can put up 28 when they need to put up 28 against a team. They can put up 17 when they only need to put up 17 against a team.
I don't feel like the Chargers have been pushed for that like fun. We're gonna show you our offense. Like we got to prove that we're like a legit offense game, and this could be their showcase game if that makes sense. Like their primer for the Super Bowl, or like their primer against a good playoff team to say, we belong here. I don't think they've had that we belong game, and this could be it for them.
Well, if you want me to be honest, they don't belong yet, but they're close. They're really close.
See, I think they do, but I've been a Justin Herbert stan for a long time, and that's why, like, I've been loving this season personally. Like, some people will complain, like, oh, why isn't this guy this price? When I see those inefficiencies, I just hope they continue. And Justin Herbert's been at a price that I thought was criminally underrated. But to Donnie's point, maybe a lot of people think that, Donnie, and that's why his price is.
I just don't think they're a Super Bowl threat. I think, if you're saying you belong, I genuinely consider you can win the Super Bowl. I don't think the Chargers can, but I think this is a great step in the right direction for them.
Fair.
But next pick, Gov, it's you.
All right. Well, the best pick I'm seeing on the board for me, I'm surprised a little bit, but I'll take it, is the Tennessee Titans minus, it looks like -3, or is it -2.5?
It's -3.
They've been a lot better.
I will take the Titans to cover against the absolutely god-awful Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's still gross.
You don't like it, do you? It's going to work.
It's funny because I wanted to play Mac Jones because I figured, well, he's got to rebuild the confidence. Like we'll see if there's any like talent left in there to squeeze. Maybe there was, maybe he was misused. At this point, I feel like even Mac Jones is losing confidence in himself, and he didn't have much to begin with. I don't know why.
He played well last week, so well, but against Tennessee, it's not happening.
But that's what I mean. Like this team has no hope, and even the glimmer of hope they have, I don't see it.
Yeah, until Peterson's fired, you just it's one of those teams that is just going to coast to the finish, and we'll see what happens.
So the game I really love that I was surprised it was here. I think it would be gone if I let it go any longer. Would be Seattle at +3 against the Cardinals. And it's not so much against the Cardinals saying like they're not good, they couldn't win this game. I just don't think they win it by a touchdown. I think this will be a close game. It's a division game. And for some reason, the market has been sleeping on Seattle's defense, progressively getting better and better. Like they were injured a lot in the beginning of the year, and they got this like stigma on them that they want a good defense, or it's just still a carnival over there. I think that offense, that team in general has changed over the course of the year quite a lot, and I don't think enough people have paid attention.
All right. That's your pick next again, Logan.
Oh, it is? Okay. Sometimes I don't pay attention to the pick order, to be honest with you. Yeah, this is the other one I like. I don't think you guys will like it, but I like it so much I want to talk about it. Give me +6 against the Falcons against the Vikings. I love Kirk Cousins coming revenge game. I think this game actually matters to him, and they need this win way more than the Vikings do. I'm not gonna rain on the Vikings I'm not gonna be that guy, but I do think their record isn't indicated of what they are. I don't think they're quite at the level the record would say, and I think the Falcons have played down to their competition a lot. We've already seen with that overtime game and how Kirk Cousins does kind of rise to the occasion. I think this team can rise to their opponent, and this should be a good game. So I think 6 is too much.
Well, I will say this just while we're talking about this game, because it is interesting to me. Kirk Cousins, the last 3 weeks, I think we've all seen, has been awful. I think it's 5 picks, no touchdowns. He looks bad. Under pressure, this is what worries me about this game. Under pressure, he has been by far the worst quarterback in the NFL in the last month. It's even
now. I will say on the other side though, like Atlanta doesn't get a lot of pressure at all. They have a horrible sack rate this year. Like Darnold's not going to see ghosts; he's going to see the field. Yeah,
and so Darnold's not going to get pressured. Kirk is going to get pressured. The Vikings and Brian Flores are going to bring it at minimum.
And they know it, Kirk. Like this is the defense Kirk just left. This defense knows Kirk. It practice against him every day.
So I don't love the matchup specifically. Just Darnold's going to be comfortable, and Cousins
If
is
it was
not.
a pick 'em, I'm picking the Vikings to win. I just think it's too many points.
I was honestly looking at that game, and that's one of the ones where, like, I don't want to go against you, Logan, but it looks kind of good for me to go against you.
All right.
I love Sam Darnold. He's been a great Cinderella story, but he kind of has that same Kirk Cousins, he gets in these slumps. And we've seen it this season already, but then they look really good at times as well. So I don't know. I want to see what this team looks like. Mooney's coming back off an injury, and we all know when Mooney was healthy, this offense looked different. So there's also other components outside of it, but I do think the revenge narrative does matter for Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, he's going to
remind me your stuff just so I make sure I got it. So we got Falcons +6,
and he had Seahawks as well +3.
+3 on the Seahawks.
And your pick is next, Gov.
Ah, yes. Do I go with another gross one?
Go for it.
Really?
I almost took your Panthers if you want me to buffer.
That's a lot. That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points. Oh, 13.5. Is it that 13.5 or 12.5?
It's 13.
It's 13 now.
Oh,
I bet it at 12.5.
That's a lot of points.
Oh, that's a lot of points.
Woo. I will say I bet everything personally that I played on the show this week because the board fell to me.
Yeah, I do really.
I'm gonna take the not so gross one. Okay.
Okay. Which one is that?
And
that's the Bucks to cover.
No! Oh, no! That was mine.
Well, you could take my other one.
I don't want to take Cleveland. I don't want to.
It wasn't Cleveland. It was almost going to be Cleveland. It wasn't Cleveland, though. It was actually the San Francisco 49ers.
Speaking of gross.
I said, do you want the gross one or the not so gross ones? And I didn't want to be double gross. I didn't want to be double gross. I already took the Tennessee Titans.
Okay, if we're going to get out there in gross, we do have a comment. The guy wants to know what would be your favorite prop for a 2-touchdown game. So we're talking games now. We'll let Donnie get to his last pick, but think about that as Donnie gets his last pick in here. Who's the one guy you would bet on?
My favorite running back for 2 touchdowns is Saquon or Kamara.
I'm going to take.
I would just take that.
I'm going to take the Browns at -6.5. Or
now,
sorry, +6.5.
Wide receiver though, JJ could do it this week, but
JJ would be a good one. I'm not doing wide receiver because I think it's so
I don't like
unlikely.
I don't like betting 2 touchdown things because I'm trying to think what wide receiver could do it. The running backs
yeah,
Kamara and Barkley just get all the volume.
Exactly. I'll give you something I think is realistic.
The only way Barkley is getting vultured at the goal line is if Jalen Hurts does.
Mm-hmm. Even Tim Patrick, who did it, on Thursday, and I think that's kind of the root of this question. It's because of a matchup that we didn't know going into the game. They probably didn't know. I think Tim Patrick was even surprised. So it's nothing you can predict. I feel like. Those are fun bets that you have with your buddies if you're at the sports bar. If you want to bet on the home team, those aren't something you should actually hope to cash. You were taking the Browns, Donnie?
Yeah, Browns 6.5. They should cover that in a low-scoring game, right? Right? Maybe. Listen, Jameis was on fire against a great pass defense last week.
Look, I made $15 profit basically on that game alone. There was a lot happening in that game. I always bet offense in those island games, so you can imagine I did very well in that Denver Browns game in terms of props. I would have probably doubled my income had Jameis covered that 6.5. So I'm not bitter. I'm just saying enough evidence has shown that I don't want to take the Browns at any scenario, any more bets this season. Unless I'm betting on Nick Chubb to like go crazy. That's the one like sweet spot I still have. I would bet some Nick Chubb props.
I just want that to be the most ugly AFC North game of all time. Let it be 11-8 somehow. Give me a safety. I don't know.
I just gotta say really quickly, this man is appreciative that we actually answered this question. Like I said, the 2 touchdowns are fun. They're just not really for me. They're not my style of bet. Now this is. You saw I took the +3. I still would like the money line. In fact, sometimes when you do like a matchup so much, you should take the money line. Like the Chargers at +4. I don't know if that's a smart bet to say they would beat the Chiefs. So the +4 you kind of need. There are other games where it's like I don't even need the spread. I like the money line so much.
All right. So Donnie, what was your second pick again?
Browns 6.5. I did it.
I gave you San Francisco.
I didn't want it. I didn't want it.
You see my record. You see my record.
I'm 2 games behind you.
You make the list.
I'm 2 games behind you.
It's a short season.
We got a month of football left.
That is true. We have a month of football left.
Regular season football.
Let's all drink that in. We have a month of football left, people.
A month more to enjoy Drake May.
I do think we live in a great time though, to be honest with you, because in the 90s the games are harder to get, obviously being remote. You didn't have the internet. Now we have like island games. We have the NFL Network games coming up on Saturday. We have Netflix. We have.
We're not giving Netflix praise.
I don't know.
All hail Netflix.
There's still more ways to watch it though. Like I like that. The NFL's never been more accessible than it is right now.
I get to watch a Monday Night Football on Disney Plus. Yay!
Did you guys see what they priced Bucky Irving up to? By the way. Oh my god!
I have not.
He's 6,600.
I'm opening DraftKings.
It is funny how they overreact to certain things very quickly.
Let's get into the value build because I have a couple things already.
Yeah, go ahead, throw them out. I got it ready.
Okay.
All right. Yep.
First of all, Rachaad White. Bucky was limited in practice on Friday, so I think.
Nope.
Why?
I can't. I gotta stop because there are already 3 chalk cheap running backs because of running backs being.
Yeah, there's already better.
Do you have better? I think. Listen,
better than Rachaad White.
They're playing
okay.
Vegas.
So
I like White this week, but
let me go through the 3 chalk guys first, and we'll see what you like. Because I don't mind Rachaad White or even Bucky if Bucky's.
But Bucky might not. If Bucky misses 5,300, Rachaad White.
If Bucky misses.
Okay, 5,300. 50. You're talking about okay. So at 54, you have Isaac Guerrero, the only running back left for San Francisco.
Yes.
Mason and McCaffrey are out. He's chalk.
Yep.
Breece Hall has been ruled out. You have 5K Braylon Allen against the Miami Dolphins. Ken Walker has been ruled out. You have 4,800 Zach Charbonnet against Arizona.
Man on top of it, I had to shut that out.
All right. You have those are the 3 defined value plays. I would plug all 3 of those in. Now, if Bucky's out, I agree. Rachaad now becomes one of 4 dudes that are going to be played as value.
Let's do that.
I would play. Yeah.
I'll get off of them, but let's just plug them in.
But let's rank them.
I'm thinking, I don't have projections, so I'm trying to think. I would say Charbonnet because he's the cheapest will definitely be in there.
I would say I would personally play White over Allen.
I would not.
I actually like. Allen is the lowest for me of all of them. Even if I agree, if you bring Rachaad White in there with no Bucky, he is over Braylon Allen. I like Braylon Allen the least. I kind of want to stack Aaron Rodgers.
You're so disgusting. It is 2024 in December.
And he doesn't play for the Packers.
And he doesn't play for the Packers.
Donnie, are you asking me that question as if Bucky sits? Because it's much different.
No, Bucky was limited on Friday. I don't know if he's going to play. If he does, it's probably very limited capacity anyway. I think, Rachaad White's one of those guys. I don't play him. I don't like to play him, but my hand is forced this week.
I think Bucky might just be we'll see. to be fair, I don't want to play 3 of these guys in a lineup. So, like, I know we're going to get off one of them. So it doesn't really matter. You can put in him. You can put in Bucky. I assume that's the first guy we're going to get off of. Outside of maybe one of these garbage wide receivers I'm going to throw at you.
I'm just pointing out that someone here might play all 3 of them in a lineup, but
I probably will.
Someone here might also be crazy.
I might be. I will say, by the way, speaking of really good value, if you really wanted to get cheap, Travis Homer might also be available.
That's disgusting.
No Johnson, and Swift was very limited, just like Bucky was. So there's a chance that all they would have is Travis Homer and practice squad guys behind him.
I wouldn't risk the practice squad guys coming in and taking snaps from him, honestly.
That's right. Zach Charbonnet, I think, is the best value of all of them on the board.
100%.
If they were given the starting role, that is correct.
Yeah, I agree with that. I can. So I'm saying. So okay. So I'm fine with that base. Now there's a chalky cheap quarterback.
Who's that?
Will Levis, as I have heard.
Yeah, a lot of people like AOC too. O'Connell.
Yep.
I'm not so much.
I see O'Connell getting steamed.
Yeah, I don't like O'Connell. Will, I could see being it's such a bad team, but if I was going to do that, I might just hit for Bryce Young or Derek Carr, in that range.
Tennessee does usually play very well against Jacksonville. Very well.
Yeah. And it is a narrative game for Ridley. So we
exactly. And it's in Tennessee, so I kind of want to check what the weather's going to be like for that game.
Could be a Pollard game, yeah. I do like Tony Pollard, to be honest. But like Will Levis looks to be the cheap guy. I think there's a guy at 55. That might be Cousins, actually.
There's a lot. I thought about playing some Cousins.
It's going to be mostly sunny in Nashville.
I'm also playing a lot of Caleb.
Mostly, see, I don't mind Will Levis. He's in quite a good spot. Like he's another dude who
degrees.
He nice should be able to chuck it down the field as he likes.
Let's put him in there because I think.
Well, again, this is our value build.
Yeah,
we're just gonna throw it in there. It's a viable value option, but I agree. I want to play a different quarterback upwards of him. I'm just not sure where.
There's only one guy here.
Might only be up to Aaron Rodgers 300 for 300.
There's only one guy here that would play some Drew Lock because he has some rushing upside too, and his targets are condensed. So I would consider Drew Lock, but no one else here would.
I like the matchup for the wide receivers. It's interesting. I'm torn.
They were passing a lot against Dallas, a lot.
Yeah, which is why you like it because he's such a gunslinger at that part. I would.
But he got no air yardage on his throws. It was all check down nonsense.
Just plug in Darius Slayton into the lineup. I hate to do it, but like he's a good cheap option at wide receiver.
He is really good.
His neighbor's playing this week.
Even better for Slayton if he's not. Even better.
He didn't even practice Friday, so he's not gonna.
Yeah, neighbors might even be. So it'll just be him and Wandale and Jalen Hyatt. So like Slayton could just, and he's in a great spot. Slayton could nuke. I don't know if I want to play Drew Lock, but if Drew Lock can hit Slayton on one deep ball down the field, it would be amazing.
See, I like the tight end. You might have a cheap tight end as well. But
like Slayton is a low-owned play. Like we can do stuff with this. Okay, I like that low-owned, good game environment play that we can build with.
I'm not playing a zero target Daniel Bellinger on a 32 attempt game.
No. If we're playing if we're playing a cheap tight end, we're just gonna play like Tommy Tremble or something. But like I like Alcantara from Philly, to be honest.
I think
I don't think we have to go min salary, but I do like going with like a 3K, 4K guy.
Yeah, Calcaterra, when he was starting with the first Dallas Goedert injury, he got looks. So
the only reason I'm playing some Bellinger is because Theo Johnson's out. So he'll be a guy on the field. I'm not saying it's a great play.
And like Wandale's gonna be a target monster, so like he has that ability to go off too. But I love the outside matchup that Slayton's gonna be running against that defense. Like
I like Juwan Johnson.
Me and Logan have, since his rookie season, me and Logan have loved Wandale, but he's going to be your check down guy. Slayton has the ability to nuke. He's the one getting the deep targets.
Yeah.
So if you want to play it safe, Wandale's fine, but I think, right now we're looking for the ceiling guy at that price, and the ceiling guy is Slayton.
Slayton is the plug-and play for a neighbor. Like they play a similar role. Juwan Johnson would be my favorite tight end at this range.
I don't mind Juwan Johnson. I
don't mind that either. With Taysom out, like Juwan is fine with me.
Okay. So is there any other wide receivers? I know a lot of people are talking about min salary. Woods from Cleveland. I know Donnie took that game, so he probably sees it as well. Their slot receiver Woods saw a lot of targets because Tillman was out, and then Thrash, their other slot receiver, went out in that game and basically missed the entire game. And Woods played a lot.
Or you could just play Elijah Moore, who's been getting like ridiculous target share.
I mean, it's cheap. How about just Westbrook Akine?
I have him in a lineup as well.
Mr. Touchdown every week, 4,700.
I don't like it, but he is cheap. And if we're doing the Will Levis stack, it might make sense.
If we're doing that's a big if.
If Sputs, Candy's nuts. Okay, let's
but the thing is, like, down. I think the one thing I will say about him, I don't like to play myself personally. I don't think I'll make it. But the one thing that is a bit annoying is people are acting like he's like this one hitter quitter kind of wide receiver where it's like they throw it deep to him, he catches it, touchdown. He's getting a ton of targets. Like
two touchdowns last week is a little much. Like now he might not catch a touchdown this week, but like he's just part of their game plan.
Yeah, right. It's clear they want to get him involved. I think that's enough for me.
I do really like Ridley this week. Like I really like Ridley this week. It's a revenge game. Like it should be him this week. That's why they gave Westbrook Akine 2 last week, because they're going to give Ridley everything this week.
If I was playing a well-loved day, it would be. I would definitely bring back Ridley.
Yeah. All right. Now, when it comes to another value piece, well, let's just put in the value defense.
Mm-hmm. The cheapest defense I like is the Seahawks at 2,800. I don't think there's many good cheap defenses.
Okay. I went to my defense list.
The Bears?
What I have is, okay, I don't have prices. I just have teams. So you tell me the prices of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets defense
is 27.
That's actually pretty good. It's not bad. How about Cleveland?
Cleveland is
24.
There are your value defenses. How about the Chargers and the Arizona Cardinals?
The Cardinals are 3K and the Chargers are not above that. So, no.
Right,
Chargers. So where are the Chargers?
Those are the. Oh wait, I'm sorry.
The Chargers wrong slate.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah,
that's why. Dick.
Yeah, we're not advertising. You should play this on the bit. You'll see what we do.
Yeah, we're just putting in all of our favorite values of the week, and then we'll.
I do think the Browns.
How about like the Jets? They're going to get a lot of pressure on Tua.
Yeah, my thing with the Jets is they'll try, but the defense has not looked great for one. And if you let Miami,
still getting pressure, but like the back end isn't good, and Sauce is out. I'll give it that.
That might be a positive with how they've.
So how about Cleveland to be disruptive on Russell Wilson?
I will take a Cleveland to be disruptive on.
Okay, that's fair enough because I think that was the one I would have taken the Bears over Cleveland.
Like again, this is our value lineup. We're just plugging in our best value, and we will upgrade from here.
The one thing I know about Jim Schwartz is he will pressure. Right?
Now, okay, so we could literally plug in the highest priced wide receiver and still have like 7,000 left.
Now, how much of the narrative do we want to play? Cup does not do it to us again, and we just double down and play Cup another time.
The problem is Cup looks a bit old. Like he looks like
we could just go Puka then, but
I like Cup too. It's just like he gives me that Travis Kelce. I'm gonna catch the ball. I'm gonna get open and I'm gonna fall down. So like,
okay, hear me out. JJ goes crazy.
He could.
I think he will. I'm playing him a ton in my personal
Magic fingers. JJ goes crazy. What do you think?
It's been a while since we've had a JJ go crazy game, so I'm not against that.
You know what's also been a while?
Let's just put JJ in the lineup right now.
Yeah, I was saying, you know what's also been a while? I played this game, I think, for 10 plus years, and
he's been over 8K for a minute. Wow, he's 7,800.
I was gonna say, that's what I'm saying. I've been playing this game a long time, and I don't think I've ever seen JJ at under 8K ever.
All right.
I'm playing him.
So there we go. 7,200 left on the board. I don't hate any of these plays except for Braylon Allen. I'll say that right now.
I don't like Westbrook, but I didn't think he was getting as many targets. He's still getting a ton of targets.
Yeah, I know. Like, I don't hate Westbrook Akine as a one-off even. But, like,
I don't hate
here's
him
my
as a
thought.
one-off.
So now let's do what we've been doing. So what is your first guy you want to get rid of out of this lineup? Because for me, I've told you it's Braylon Allen.
100% Braylon Allen.
But that's why I'm pissed, because I would have told you it's Westbrook Akine, but he's actually gotten targets. I didn't know it. Like
You didn't know? I didn't. We didn't listen.
Well, the whole industry's been talking about like this all like, home run shot, and I get it. I've been watching the games too. But I don't watch every minute of the Titans games. Obviously, he's getting a ton of targets.
Yeah.
Legit.
Okay, so let's take out Braylon Allen.
Okay, this would be my favorite of the cheap running backs.
Now I kind of want to jam in one of the expensive running backs.
I do too.
Who would you rather have, Barkley?
Kamara.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Like I
think Kamara's too cheap. I would play Kamara.
This is like the 1 week. Like I haven't wanted to play Kamara any week at all. I want to play Kamara this week. I do.
It's a good matchup.
It is, and there's no Taysom to steal his end zone work.
I mean,
I don't care about Kendre Miller. He's a bum.
I think this is a fair point because you've probably been you and Donnie, but I think Donnie especially has been lower on Kamara this season.
He's already getting 20 punches to go down to
I was super high on him early in the year, and I played a lot of them. And then he had this long drought of just like you could see he was hurt. He finally looks like he's not completely in pain like he was for a month of the season.
But that's what I'm saying. Even his worst games were like 8, 12 points. Like that's been good for a running back. We've seen a lot of running backs fail this season. So now he's finally in a good matchup. I love him this week.
Okay.
I think him or JJ
still leaves
as one of my lineups.
Okay. Can I now suggest going off of Levis?
Yeah.
Can we just play Jefferson with Darnold? I love Darnold this week more than I love Aaron Rodgers right now.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I would definitely be okay with that.
Yeah, I'm indifferent. Like I don't hate it because he's still at a range that like gives you a lot of salary. But I don't know. I don't know if the ceiling is there. But he's
if we're playing the Justin Jefferson goes off and has like 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, then you might as well say bring Darnold.
That is a good point. That I will 100% agree with. I think everyone here would agree. If you're gonna play Justin, it is smart to play him with Sam. Like you wouldn't play one or the other.
The conversation we just had was, we think this could be a Jefferson like 2 touchdown week or 150-yard week or whatever. Then why would we not bring the quarterback with him?
It is true. I haven't considered Calvin Austin this week. We are at the value lineup, so it is a good shout out. Thanks for that as well. It is true that George Pickens was banged up a bit in practice this week, so that's a good call out. And usually I catch them all. I didn't know Calvin was still that cheap.
33 for Calvin Austin. I know.
Yeah, for what he does, like if Pickens were to miss, that would be a great value.
You kind of mentioned off the top, Donnie, how sometimes they'll price up guys really quickly, and other times, like Bucky Irving got a huge price jump. Other guys seem to linger in that low, that low 3K.
Well, Calvin Austin just doesn't get on the field much, so it's hard to. But he's a touchdown threat, so it's just
So
it happens.
I like this. I would get off of either Slayton or Akine without Levis, obviously.
My thought was probably either Akine or not have two New Orleans guys and get off Johnson.
I was going to say get off Johnson or Akine.
Okay, so I think we all are fine getting off Akine.
Yeah, it'd be Akine for me.
Do we want to go with like a bring back on our stack? Do we want to go with some other correlation, or you guys just have another play you really like that you want to put in?
Well, I mean, he's one of my favorite players. I play him a lot. He had 16 targets last week just throwing Drake London.
I'm actually looking at Drake London too. I don't mind that. He's right there.
I love Drake London.
It's a beautiful bring back, and I'll say he's going to be like 25% owned, I think. I really do think so. He
might be super highly owned. Like he's getting so many targets, so I can't.
However,
Mooney coming back does change his targets.
That's true, and I do love Mooney. Like that's another. Like if we didn't want to play London, I would suggest playing Mooney here.
I'm fine with either, but London's just one of my favorite. I love Drake, and I do not like Mooney. Like Drake London truly is.
I'm fine leaving Drake in. That's fine.
Here's what I'll tell. I actually expect London to have more points with Mooney than without. I think the targets might go down, but the efficiency would go up.
Even with Mooney, he's had these target games before.
Right. And if we're gonna stack JJ and Sam, I think getting some chalk, even if it ends up being chalk, is fine because we did it in a way that most people won't.
Yeah. Now, can we please get off Juwan Johnson? If we're
that
playing
would be
Kamara,
the next guy. I would say that, or we need to pick one of the two cheap running backs to get off. Because I like the Slayton Kamara, because Kamara will be chalky, but Slayton won't be. So I like that little mini. That helps keep some lower ownership in a low-owned stack with the two chalkiest running backs.
We could just do a double and have TJ.
We could.
The double with TJ is interesting. I like Otten this week. You could play him as a one-off.
And this is a range I wouldn't normally get to, and this is why we do the value.
The double bring back is interesting with Pitts.
It is.
Oh, God.
Is Kincaid still out?
Yes, I believe.
Dawson Knox is interesting in this range. To be honest, we are now left in a 4K range at tight end that I kind of like.
Mm-hmm. We could also just go with Calc, and
we could all go all the way down to Calcantara.
And then just move up on the running back.
Or you could say that Evan Ingram is getting a ton of targets, and eventually he will get a quarterback that can throw to him.
Well, I don't think it has to do with the fact that will throw to him. The offense just doesn't score.
Yeah, the problem is his upside. His upside is really bad. Cade Otton is also here.
Yeah, I'm not an Otton guy. I don't know. I've never been an Otton guy.
Any one of these guys in this range looks good to me. So, my top two would be Otten, then Hawkinson.
What if we plugged in? You guys like London, though. I like him, too, because I'm going to say we could plug in Pitts and see if we could get up from London, but I don't know if we would like anything.
No, I just want to bring up... I like London in that 64 range. If we couldn't get up to, a Puka or a Cup, which we would have had to leave Juwan Johnson in that end, yeah.
If you want to bring up that most recent comment, because we did speak a bit about the Vikings defense, we did our spread picks, and I think somebody picked that game. That's just such a good matchup for their defense. They're going to come after Kirk. Kirk's been struggling under pressure. We made that point a little earlier in the show if you want to get more into that. But it is a good matchup. I just feel like there's going to be points scored in this game, right? I don't think we imagine this to be like a 20-17 game.
No, I think there'll be points. We already mentioned how the defenses are kind of vanilla.
The Vikings defense has not been vanilla.
We're very.
They've been very pressure heavy. That's not vanilla, but it is. It's they're coming with pressure. Mm-hmm. So okay.
They're predictable. Predictable.
We showed it at the end of last year. We have a basketball team that might advance to the Millie contest, into the playoffs. We have T.J. Hawkinson on that team, so we have all been fans of T.J. Hawkinson. I think that makes the most sense. Do you guys have pushback?
I'm fine if you guys go with Hawk. Hawks go with me.
I'm fine with Hawk or Calc and move up on the running back.
Yeah, I like the
See,
running back.
I'm fine with the running backs that we got. I like all.
Yeah, I like
The
the
only one I would want to move up to would be Barkley.
Yeah, so let's
if
just,
I'm not playing Saquon, then like this is fine.
yeah, let's just get Hawk in there.
It's a lot of chalk running back.
I'm
But like,
saying-
how many people are going to play a Darnold double with Slayton and the chalk running backs? That's not going to be highly owned.
That's the thing is London is going to be chalky, and maybe JJ should be chalky at that price, but we're doing it. You know, we're overstacking that game theory in a way that I don't think many people will get to.
Now, the next pick for the people who haven't seen before, the next lineup is going to be a draft lineup. We are doing it in reverse order of the spread picks for this week. So Logan's first, Gov is second, I am third, and we will snake it. And you can't pick quarterbacks on the first go around.
Correct. And we do have a hard out right, Gov. So if this show ends quickly, then people know why.
We are good, though. We are good. Like we should be good for another at least 15 minutes.
Fair. We can get this done by then.
Yeah, we are solid. Okay, so Logan.
Yeah, I haven't had the first pick in a while.
Yeah, this has been a long time.
I got a flag plant, so I'm going to put it in here.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Let's see. Who do I want to go with this week? Give me Allen. I already said it. I think we didn't play him in the last one, but I think he is the best running back available. Call me a college. Call me a college.
It's so gross.
Call me a college fan, but I watched a lot of him at Wisconsin. I think he has a weird build where it's like sometimes he reminds me of Derrick Henry, sometimes he has a little Saquon in him. Now, I'm not saying he has to get to any of those levels like that. Those are awesome comparisons that are unfair to him at this point. But he's only 5K, and we do know Aaron Rodgers wants to look good, so he cares about numbers. He cares about efficiency. He does dump it off to running backs at a good rate. Braylon Allen gets the most receiving, I think, of anyone, maybe outside of Zach Charbonnet.
Logan, just to let you know, you're giving the viewers a hand cam right now.
Am I?
Yeah.
A finger. You're giving them all the finger.
My hands are nice. I'll say that.
It's not painted like Caleb, but you know, it's still nice, right?
I tell you,
it's all good. It's all good.
You know, people know we're hand builders, man. We're hand builders. We don't pay attention to those analytics. Man. We're hand builders.
All right. I love the game environment. I love the ability to get the ball downfield. The defense is horrible. I want it to be the revenge game that it is. Put in Calvin Ridley.
Okay.
I wonder if you did. You know, I was watching press conferences, and they were talking to him about the revenge, and if he was excited, he was smiling ear to ear. He wasn't even talking. He wasn't talking junk. He wasn't talking. He was just smiling. He's like, and then he finally said, "I have this one circled." I've been thinking about trying to get him in the lineup.
I get the next two picks correct.
Ridley.
All right. Same point. I love the game environment. I even love the PMR in this. It makes so much sense. The game means a lot to both teams. I'm just going to throw them both out. Give me Amari Cooper, not to confuse you with the other Cooper, and let's put Kyron in there as well.
Kyron Williams. Both players I love. Now, Donnie, I kind of agree with you. Cooper is going to have one big Bills game eventually, right? Like maybe it's in the playoffs and we'll capitalize then. Last week, they were in a snow game. They weren't going to throw the ball a lot. I do think at this point Cooper's up to speed. I think he is still a superstar. I like this pick. It's sneaky. It's going to be a low owned. I don't think many people will be on it. I'll definitely plug in Kyron Williams, who just has, I think, one of the best floors and legit might be like 1% owned this week because –
The Bills struggle against running backs, generally speaking. So,
yeah. Well, I just feel like people are either going to pay down at running back or they're gonna try to pay up and get to Barkley. And so Williams is at a range that most people won't get to.
I don't hate that. Like Williams is on my I have a short list of running backs this week. It's at 8. Mm-hmm. Or 7 actually. And he's on it. Exactly.
That's exactly my point though.
All right. So
That brings
Braylon
it
Allen,
to
Kyron,
you, Gov.
Ridley, Cooper. Throw in Calcantara.
Makes a lot of sense. It's a good, solid play.
Do you think because he's a bit priced up and he's not like in that 28, 26 range that he'll go lower owned? Also, Smith is back as well. I think it's a fine play. I just think I think a lot of people will push away from it because of the range.
He'll probably be in just a block, so Barkley and Hurts can
right
all over the place.
People will say, "Well, I don't want to play MVS anyways. Let me just get to Juwan."
I'm just glad all this 5K value is around at running back, so no one wants to play Kenny Gainwell.
True. Some people might. So.
Oh, some people definitely will.
I think he will be played for sure.
It's my pick, right?
That is correct, sir. And you get 2.
No. Wait. Oh, yeah, it is. You get the next 2. That's right.
Your final 2 picks.
Okay. I'm trying to think if I want some correlation here, if I just want to go with like the best pick that we haven't talked about yet. Yeah, let me just let's see. I'm really debating here. Let me get Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans is the guy. He needs like 120, 130, I think, on average to get the 1,000-yard season. I think that actually matters to him. He's never not had it, and they also need to win games.
They need 120. He needs 125 yards per game. He's not getting it.
Saquon needs 121 to break Eric Dickerson's. You sure? You sure?
That's
teams
exactly
it's different. It's different from a receiver and running back.
Yeah, and Mike Evans.
If Evans goes out and has 130 yards today or tomorrow on Sunday, like I will not be surprised.
I won't be surprised, but to get 1,000 yards, he needs to do that 4 games straight.
Yeah, I'm just saying Mike Evans is built different, and I don't even need it to happen, Donnie. But when you talk about
or he could just go out and have 200 right now, and then he only needs like 80.
It's possible.
That's true.
Possible. And that's what I mean is like when you can guarantee targets, that's when I'm interested in you as a wide receiver.
Against the Raiders, like, how do I jam in Mike Evans with that narrative, and Saquon Barkley with his narrative, and Calvin Ridley with his narrative?
It's your
honestly
pick.
One of the narratives that's going under the radar, I feel like, because the targets are there. I don't know if it's going to work out or not. Maybe Donnie's right, but I know there should be at least 10 targets.
They're going to try. Baker cares. Baker really wants him to get it. Yeah. I'm not going to disagree with that.
And that's all I need. I don't even need him to get it. He could get hurt in the first quarter. All I want is to bake in the opportunity.
All right, Logan, with your final pick, do you take our defense, our flex, or our quarterback? Take the defense and let me. You can take the defense and let me and Donnie decide the fate of the lineup. You can throw the captain in there and pick our quarterback for us.
I will say
you can just jam in all of our money into the flex, and then me and Donnie can't do shit.
I will say
you can do all of these things.
The defense this week is kind of really important at this juncture, the way we drafted, because it really decides what happens with this lineup when somebody finally picks it.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to do it. Defense again?
I'm going to do it because here's the thing: we are fading Barkley, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Everyone's going to play Barkley. Everyone's going to play Barkley. We're going to play the Panthers defense. I don't need him to do great.
No pressure. There's no.
That's awful. That's just awful.
I know you guys wouldn't do it. Like they're going to be low owned. They're already going to be low owned. If Barkley fails, then we already win because we don't play him. If he fails and the defense stays above 6 points, we look golden.
Okay, so you've left me with an even 14K.
Yes.
For me and Donnie. So how much of my 7K will I leave for Donnie?
It doesn't matter because there's one clear and obvious play, and I think you're going to make it, and I hope you make it.
just jam Josh fucking Allen into this lineup.
It correlates. It's beautiful.
And I love it too. Yep. So there you go. Take your 6,000 and pick your fucking dude.
I was wondering if you do the Allen.
No. Oh, that's all. It's so close. Oh, I wish we had.
Who are you missing? Who are you missing?
I'm missing 100 to go Trey McBride.
I'm going to flex on my screen. I'm going to 6,100.
I want McBride. I'll say that.
Oh, you're right.
It's so
McBride
close.
on the other side.
I want McBride.
You know what's funny though?
Here it is.
You know who's not going to be owned at all? That works just as well.
Who?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
That works too. So here's my. I will go Marvin.
Hear
Harrison.
me out. Kyler sucks, but maybe.
No, hear me out. This is my juncture. We're either playing Marvin Harrison or we can correlate Logan, and you can go to Sharp, and we can get McBride. That is my offer.
How would I go to Charbonnet?
He's 4,800. You get off Allen.
Yeah, you go from Allen down to Sharp, and then you can turn Harrison into McBride. I'm fine with that also.
Let's do that because that correlates. I thought the $200 difference was the other way around. I thought Charbonnet was 52.
Take Harrison out and change it to what's his name?
McBride.
I like that a lot. That's good.
Listen. We drafted. We revised. It's a beautiful lineup. It fits so perfect.
And why are we playing the Panthers defense?
But that's honestly what we're trying to do here. We're trying to take the three opinions that we have on a weekly basis, apply them to a lineup idea or a structure, and then rework it live on air.
And I absolutely love the Josh Allen idea. Like, as soon as you put in Kyron and Cooper, I'm like, I want Josh Allen.
And that's the beautiful
you
thing.
You fell right for my trap card.
I did. Oh, shit.
But before we start these shows, I would have never told you that we were going to end up on a Josh Allen lineup because I would have said, yeah, he's in my player pool or like I can see it. But that's why we do these things live so we can show you how an actual lineup comes together. We actually got to get out of here, though. We have a hard out. So I appreciate the guys joining us. We had some great live feedback. We had great live viewers. If you guys would like and subscribe and leave a comment, by the way, how your lineup is doing, what you're thinking. If you want to make fun of us, you want to troll us afterwards, it's all appreciated. It's all love. It's all, it's all for fun, really. At the end of the day, that's all we do it for. But with that being said, hopefully you guys learned something as well, and you can apply your own strategies. Have a good day. See you.
Peace out.